Viet Cong revered it as the Green Dragon. The Swiss dubbed it as the Elephant Roll Shoe or Elephant's Roller Skates. The Americans branded it as the Track. The Israelis pay homage to it as the Bardelas or Cheetah. The Australian Army refers to it simply as the Bucket. We just call it the Beast. Enter the APC. This is the M113 Armored Personnel Carrier, the backbone of mechanized infantry operations for the Pakistan Army. APCs are inducted in what the Army calls its Mechanized Infantry Battalions, or MIBs. These are specially trained infantry units that are outfitted with M113s.
We are part of a mechanized battalion. Mechanized battalion, basically there is a difference between foot infantry battalion and a mechanized battalion because we operate with the armor formations. So we have to cope up with the speed of armor.
The mechanized infantry basically, because of having APCs, can catch up with the armor and can go on to the objective and capture the objective physically. Without physical capturing of the objective, it is not possible to hold on to the enemy objective.
Based on a 1979 upgrade of the original model, the M113 can travel longer, has a diesel engine, more horsepower, better acceleration, and a better turning radius than its predecessors. As importantly, it is also made in Pakistan. The M113 is also air mobile, which means that it can be carried to forward locations via C-130 transport aircraft. The Pakistani infantry also possesses heavy anti-tank infantry battalions like this fittingly named one, which equip the M113 with anti-tank missile systems like the BGM-71 TOW and its Pakistani counterpart, the Bakhtar Shikan or Armor Hunter. Enough details. It's time for some action. This is a mechanized infantry assault. The location is classified, but the course is designed to simulate an environment where a Pakistani MIB engages enemy forces with a company-size assault. The objective is to cross several kilometers of an arid plain, dismount and engage. The operation is headed by a major. He has 3 roles. As the company commander, he is the leader of this mechanized assault. He is also the commander of his own APC as well as its gunner. It's his job to ensure that he is in touch with other APC commanders so that the assault is coordinated. All commanders are fitted with a special helmet that they can communicate to each other with, as well as their drivers. The M113 has a top speed of 65 kilometers an hour, and these guys are pushing it. The weapons mounted on the APC are 12.7mm ACIC anti-aircraft guns, because although the APC is armored enough for sustaining small arms fire, enemy helicopters with anti-armor weapons are always a potential threat.
APC, we have one major weapon, that is the 12.7 mm ACIC MG, which is the anti-aircraft machine gun, which is basically used against the enemy anti-tank helicopters or any air threat.
Besides the commander and the driver, each APC has the capacity of carrying 11 infantrymen, or an entire section. It's time for these guys to get into the action. The dismount is a key moment of the mechanized assault. Troopers who dismount have to be quick, but must stick within their group. Every section has designated riflemen, machine gunners, mortar firers, rocketeers, and communications officers. For effective engagement and operations, every section has to retain its weapons specialists. Because a melee is to ensue, Order 2 must be retained.
Move forward, deploy, deploy.
The major, who has also dismounted, must now coordinate the fire engagement with the different sections. From an APC commander, he is now in the classic role of a foot infantry leader.
Control orders.
Following standard operating procedure, he has even switched into a battle helmet. Unlike many Western infantry outfits, which now enable the infantrymen to be in radio contact with the commanders, the Pakistani infantry trains its soldiers into giving loud, verbal confirmations when they have a visual engagement of enemy targets. Though not modern, this is a cheap, cost-effective way for the army to train its soldiers. But in today's battlefield, where rules and objectives are evolving with security perceptions and threats, what is the real importance of the mechanized infantry?
You cannot win and fight a battle without infantry. This is an established rule. Infantry is must for the ground possession, infantry is must to conduct the ground operation, infantry is must to do all the jobs against the enemy, all the tasks against the enemy. And in infantry operation, mobility is very important. So mobility, if the entire infantry is mobilized and mechanized, so the place where you reach in 3 hours, probably you will be able to reach there in 20 minutes. So that is a surprise, and that is the thing which is going to offset the enemy, and enemy is going to caught off guard.